So, hello fellow coin collectors, this is Glenn back with another video. Today I have some African coins. So Africa is a very interesting place. People seem to think, well, humans come from Africa, they actually never had any major civilizations. But that's not true. They had, well, North Africa is pretty, Egypt. Do I have any coins from Egypt here? Yes, I do. Some of the latest ones are most likely don't circulate anymore. But Egypt was one of the first creators of civilization. The other two were Mesopotamia, which is Iraq, and the Indus Valley civilization, which were about probably about 4,000 to 5,000 years old, and that is in Pakistan-India border region. So here's some Egypt coins. I actually made another video on these. So, 25 piastres. And these are the last piastre coins that were actually issued for circulation. And with the value of a piastre about 20 piastres to $1 US, I doubt very much these would actually circulate, because this 25 piastres will actually be the worth about 1 US cent. This is about half a US cent, 10 piastres. Not bad. Has a mosque on the back. Can't remember what mosque that is, but I especially love the 25 piastres. So we have a British East Africa, and this currency circulated in what is now Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania up until their independence. I think most of them issued coins in 1966. And it has a lion, and it was denominated in shilling. And earlier on, they actually had the florin in the 1920s. I think 1922 they changed it to shilling. And that was, I think, revalued at, well, 1 florin equals 2 shillings. And, well, 20 shillings equaled £1, which the older banknotes were actually denominated in shillings and pounds. And this one has King George VI, and this is just a copper nickel coin. But I quite like the design. It's a lion on the back of a mountain. That could be Mount Kilimanjaro or Mount Odongo Lengai. Don't know. I haven't looked it up for this video, so maybe you want to look it up yourself. And here is the Kenyan 1 shilling 1966. And if you have a look, well, it's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, and the diameter is probably 1 millimeter smaller. It actually replaced it at par. So at par means just the 1 for 1. And it has the coat of arms of Kenya, 2 lions on a Kenyan shield. Probably might be, well, what's a dominant language? God, I can't remember it. It starts with S. Let me have a think. That's it. Swahili is the dominant trade language. I've never been to Kenya, so I don't know how prevalent it is in the country. So here we have another coin. So this is the same as the Australian 50 cent in the size, or not the size, in the shape. So octagonal, whatever they call it. This is a Swaziland coin. So here's the King of Swaziland. And they actually changed the name to Swazi now, because the king was actually sick of it getting confused with Switzerland. So it's not really much change in the lettering. But if you know where both countries are, you won't get confused. This is 2005. And these coins are actually demonetized, I think in 2001? No, not 2001. I can't remember off my head. But these have been demonetized because they actually issued New York smaller coins. And this one just has the shield on it. Here we have a Tanzania 100 shilling. So the value is about, I think, about 2,000 shillings to $1 US. So this one is worth about 5 US cents. And they issue coins in 50, 100, 200 and 500 shillings. The 500 shillings was issued in 2015. And it has this guy in there, Mwalimu Julius Riri. Oh no, it's in a Bantu language. Well, so I have trouble saying his name because I'm not too sure on how to say it. And here is another Tanzanian coin, 20 shilling. And surprisingly, I actually got this as a 50-cent coin. Doesn't look like the same shape as an Australian 50-cent coin. See, if we put them two together, yeah. Suppose if you're not looking at your coins, yeah, it can be confusing, but I got this years ago. And in Australia, a lot of people just probably either keep these as a interesting or just throw it in the rubbish. I've heard of a lot of people throwing foreign coins in the rubbish, so if you know some people, well, most people do, ask them to keep foreign coins that they get. Don't throw them out. And this says, I think it's the current president at the time, 1992. And what are the next two coins? Well, Zimbabwe. So these are dated 2003, but they were issued in 2008. So in 2008, as part of the redenomination program, Zimbabwe actually made all the former coins that were in circulation legal tender, the same as Suriname did in 2004. So if you had a lot of the old denominations like this one here, 2002, this is a 20 cent, has a bridge on it. So this would have gone out of use probably 2005, but in 2008 they brought them back in and you could spend it for 20 cents. But because hyperinflation, that actually didn't last long. And that was in the value of 1 cent up to $5, and they also issued these, I think they're nickel-plated steel, $10 and $25, as well as banknotes from $1 to up to God knows how many dollars, probably 100 million or something. I can't remember off my head. So this one has a, it looks like a bison, could be a bison. And on the back it just has the coat of arms, which is the Zimbabwe eagle. And Zimbabwe is named after an archaeological site called Great Zimbabwe. And here we have the monument. It's probably the monument of independence in Harare, which is the capital of Zimbabwe. And this is $25. This is interrupted milling, not bad. And I believe these were actually minted in Zimbabwe itself. So, a neighbouring country to Zimbabwe is, well, this 10 kwacha from Zambia. So Zambia is a bit north, in between Zimbabwe and the Democratic Republic of Congo. This was issued in 1992. Whoop. And it didn't last long because inflation actually withdrew anything below 50 kwacha out of circulation. And in 2012, the kwacha was redenominated 1,000 to 1. So this one probably circulated in the 90s, but didn't last long. And the last coin I have, oh, it's a giant Kenya 10 cent from 1990. So 1994, they actually reduced the size. I actually have one here. Where is it? Here you go, jump cut. So here's the reduced size, 1995. And this is looks like copper plated steel, and this is probably aluminium bronze, or maybe just bronze. And this one has the president at the time, Daniel Toroichi Arap Moi. But now all these, see, these are the reduced size ones, but now all of them have like this 1966 coin, Mr. Kenyatta. So yeah, not bad. And this is actually, this 10 cent coin was actually the reason, well, one of the reasons why I got into coin collecting, because look how big it is. It's actually as big as a Australian penny, or a penny. Doesn't matter what country adopted the pre-decimal system of the British. Could have been Ireland or New Zealand, doesn't matter. So it's actually pretty much the same size, and I like big bronze coins. Big bronze coins are awesome. So hopefully one day I'll be able to get a Ptolemy's big bronze coins weighing 40 grams, 50 grams, 40 millimeters. That would be awesome. But not as awesome as, well, it is awesome, be just as awesome as this Brazilian 40 rays, which is used to be an 80 rays, but they redenominated, and that's quite a nice coin myself. I actually made another video on that. So those are African coins. If you're not interested in African coins, oh well, not everyone is, but if you are, you can collect these type of coins here, because, well, they're not too hard to get, and they're really good, and they're really awesome. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching my video, and have an awesome coin collecting time, people. Bye bye.